Alright, it's bow time. Apparently.
Looks like go. I think open at 5 a.m.
Yeah, they open early. This is our brand new location here in Davenport. It's real nice. Right off Highway 27. So, show you what we got here. Alright, so mine's got the bacon biscuit. So it's just bacon, egg, I think cheese, and the biscuit. And then it comes with these potato coin things.
Look at how big it is.
Yeah, kind of neat. It's like a big, you know, what do you call it?
It's a potato hash brown thing.
Yeah.
Smells good.
And then I got the sausage one, so I'll show you here. Alright, so here's my sausage biscuit. Pretty standard, but it does look good. And here's Mars's bacon biscuit. So
Here's the paper. That's a good looking biscuit.
yeah, not too bad. Honestly, I forget how much this was, but wasn't very expensive. So yeah, each combo was $7.39, and then with tax, so it was $15.89. So, I don't know, not terrible. We're gonna post up in the parking lot for a minute and eat our breakfast. But ultimately, we are on our way to the Tampa Bay Comic-Con, so gonna go check that out today, and we'll bring you with us. So we're gonna enjoy this, and we'll be right back. All right, here we are. Just parked the car. We just got to Tampa, and we're right across the street. All right, there's the convention, and here we go. Level 4, down the elevator. Got my poster to be signed.
And my comic shirt on. Classic.
Got our bags, got our stuff. We'll go get registered and then get in line. All right, so we made it to this line. The staff member confirmed we were in the correct line. We were here for about 15 minutes, and then they moved us inside, which was nice. Got some air conditioning. This line was to register and get your wristband. Once you had your wristband, basically, they knew, you'd already paid, and then you can go in and out as you pleased. Got our wristbands. All ready for the weekend. That wasn't so bad. Now we're just waiting for the official time so we can go into the hall. All right, they just opened the doors a couple minutes before they let us in. BB-8 and R2 patrolling the floor. All right, so it's only 11 o'clock. We've been inside the convention for 30 minutes and we're done. In fact, we were done in about 10 or 15 minutes. I have never gotten into a convention in line, paid, and actually finished my interaction with the person to get their autograph in that amount of time. It was amazing. So I got Matt Modine, Private Joker from Full Metal Jacket, but also most people know him right now as Papa. I can't remember his real name or his name on the show. Papa from Stranger Things, the doctor from the lab. So anyway, he was super cool, really nice. Chatted with us a while. I'll show you guys a little bit later, but I have a poster that he signed. It's from Full Metal Jacket. He was definitely more interested in talking about that, sharing with us some upcoming projects. Really cool stuff he's doing with stuff about Vietnam and veterans and just kind of VA type stuff. So really neat. So some of it's on display right now up at Washington, but I think he said Ohio, they're going to open something real soon. So I'll try to look it up for you, see if I can put something down in the description about it. But really nice, super cool, and actually a really great price, $60. A lot of times what they do is they have a rate for like the pictures, which is posted as 60, and then they charge you more if you want like a specialty type item, like anything other than a photo, basically. But he didn't do that, so I think that's really cool, really great of him. I would have easily paid 100. I guess notes for him, but I don't think he cares about that. He seemed genuine, just wanted to be here, kind of wanted to just hang out with some fans, and just really cool. So I couldn't say enough good things about him and that experience. This is great. And now, since we got done so fast, Mars and I are going to take our time and wander the floor. So I'm just off to the side, just kind of hanging out. There's Mars. But yeah, we're just checking out the booths now and walking around. It's not too crowded for a Saturday morning, but I'm sure it'll gain some traction here. So we're gonna take advantage of the low crowds. Yeah, we dropped our stuff off at the car. Now I'm pretty lightly packed here, and we're gonna look for some lunch.
Ended up going to Slider Guys, a little food truck that was parked out front.
I just put my order in for a couple Roadhouse sliders. Basically a cheeseburger with some barbecue sauce. And we're right outside the convention, so it should be really convenient. See, they got a bunch of Teslas over here and a little tent, so I'm pretty sure they're doing test drives. So they got one Model X, the model looks like two Model 3s, two Model Ys, and two Cybertrucks. So that's pretty cool. So I've driven the Y and the Cybertruck. I haven't driven the new Y though, which is the white one right in front. So that could be cool. I just love looking at them. I can't wait to purchase mine. All right, got my sliders. They look pretty good. And Mars found a little table over here. Obviously, this is a permanent place along the waterfront. And there's actually a trolley system over here too, so public transit. Here's Mars.
Hi.
All right, so my Roadhouse slider. It's patty, cheese, bacon, and barbecue sauce. So perfect. Nice flavor to the patty. Good seasoning on here. I can even see it too. So they use like a dry rub on it. It's very nice. And of course, barbecue sauce is good. Bacon's a little chewy, which is nice. So it's not like super crispy. And the roll's nice too. It's basically a little roll, almost like the King Hawaiian roll. So it's good. Not bad. Just to look at some of the food trucks. But we're on our way back inside. And we are right here by the water. So right on, I don't know if you guys can tell, but right there on the other side of those people in front of us is the bay.
So we walked around to the Tesla booth, and they were allowing people to sign up to hit the door. So of course I did that. We ended up not doing any test drives, but still really fun to look at the cars and give it a good whack on the door there.
These droids are really cool. It's the Droid Builders Club.
Yeah, there's no R6 here. There's an R4, an R5, R2.
Yeah, really sweet.
What's that? R2.
So these droids are all fan built. Most of them can operate, move around, spin, open doors, like open their little flaps and things. Like, it's really, really neat, really cool. Testament to all the builders. I know Mars and I hope to build one someday, but for now, we're definitely admiring these. Next door was another booth. They're all about Ghostbusters, which is also really cool, all fan based. A lot of homemade stuff, really neat.
Gachuban?
Gachupon.
Gachupan. Oh, there's tons of Gachupan here.
So the guy isn't here. Temperature guy.
It's definitely picked up. Crowds are higher now, and con is definitely in swing. All right, we're leaving the convention. It's about 2 o'clock. So we spent some good time here, just wandering around. We literally walked, I think, every booth, looked at everything, gave ourselves a second chance to, get any autographs or photos we wanted, but decided we got what we came for, and
I only have one pair and you get that.
and now we're gonna take off. But we had a really good day.
Look at this thing.
Marge's little fidget thing. But I think they put on a pretty good con. I thought it was good. I had no issue with it. I would come back to one of these, and even though we just came here just for Matt Modine, yeah, I think we would come back and maybe next time go to some panels if there's some of interest and that kind of stuff. But
I think too, if you have little kids that you want to get to know cons, this one's a good one. Because they had a lot of celebrities from children's shows and anime. So it's easy, and then they have a lot of on the bottom floor activities for them to do.
Yeah, so easy to navigate, easy to get here, easy to park. Everything
Everything was crowded, but not like Disney.
Yeah, everything was really convenient, and although a little bit of missing information, it was quickly answered once we got here, so that was nice. So therefore, I can't really complain. I'll give you a little more updates on it in a bit, but we're gonna take off now. I think we're gonna try to check out a library. All right, we are here at the Oxford Exchange. Marcy said library, but she meant bookstore. So it's a really cool looking bookstore. We'll show you around a little bit. They have a coffee bar over here. Really pretty in here though. And some of their scents, candles, and
Like the leather one?
yeah, it's pretty cool. They have just a bunch that you can kind of sample and try.
Yeah, the vibe in here was really nice. It was good and relaxed. They had all these different ones out here for you to smell and get an idea of them before you buy them. I didn't go through each one, but you can see some of the signs here just to give you kind of an idea. Just to have a neat concept though, to have all the different stuff and more relaxed, like you didn't feel rushed, like you could take your time with it.
This hallway is really pretty. Yeah, you could. Very pretty ceiling. A lot of nice woodwork in here. Elevators. And restrooms, I think. And then here's a little coffee bar and pastries. Yeah, the outdoor patio, kind of an atrium. Yeah, really cool room here. It opens up, it's nice skylight. Very, very pretty in here. Much more crowded too. Let me zoom out. But really cool room in here. And then yeah, a lot of the presidents up on the wall there. Supposed to look at some of the tea. Got some little biscuits and things. Fancy chocolates. And out here, it's really nice. Really cool. What a neat place. On the opposite side, they got just like a gift shop and a lot of glassware. And then some home goods. A lot of barware, which I guess is fitting. Over here, they have a champagne bar, which is interesting. Here's the hours of operation. Very interesting place. Definitely, it's a place to come and socialize, hang out, have a drink of some sort, and chill. All right, well, we're done at the Oxford Exchange. We're back in the car. Believe we're just gonna hit the road and head on home. But like I said, I think we'll give you a little more detail of our experience at the con, and then we'll wrap it up. But we're gonna drive home first. All right, guys. So future Nate here. Yeah, filming this a couple days after. But like we said, really great experience at the Tampa Comic-Con. Couple of the reasons we liked it, like we said, parking was nearby. It ended up being $20 flat rate to park. You know, usual kind of parking garage situation. When we were ready to leave for the day, you took your ticket, which you had taken with you, paid by the machine. It said, once I paid, it said that we had 20 minutes to get out, and that was plenty of time. You could pay it with cash, credit card, or Apple Pay. So we tapped and did Apple Pay, so that was nice. So that was the parking situation. Plenty of spaces too, by the way. We didn't get there super early, but we did get there at the beginning. So I want to say we parked about 8:30. Registration opened at 9. The con I thought opened at 10, turned out to be 10:30, so we waited a little longer. That was kind of the timing schedule, so that gives you an idea. I assume the garage ultimately filled up, but having said that, when we left around, I think it was 2 o'clock-ish, there were some, open spaces here and there. It was a little spotty, but if that's any indication of next year, that gives you an idea. That's another point. So the Tampa Bay Comic-Con is finished for this year, but look out for dates for next year, and I think there were already dates available and even maybe the ability to purchase tickets. So I would definitely look into that.
Ironically, we bought a 3-day pass. We thought we were going to go Saturday, Sunday. We ended up just going Saturday. Now, why I did that is because in my opinion, there's always a chance that you go, regardless of, trying to get there early, etc. You wait in line. VIPs always get first dibs, and sometimes there's a lot of them. We've been to cons where we've waited literally 8 or so hours before we got our turn, just because there were so many people ahead of us, as well as the VIPs who cut off the entire standard line. So having that experience, we always play it safe. What I'm getting at is we thought there was always a possibility that for one reason or another, because you got to remember that, like Matt Modine and other people, they're not sitting at the con the entire day signing autographs. They take breaks. They, small breaks, long breaks for lunch and things like that. They also break to go to panels and go talk. They break to go to photo shoots, like professional photo shoots with fans and stuff. So there's a lot of reasons why they may not be at the booth signing autographs. So of course, during that time, you can stay in line, or people leave, and then it's just a draw again. When they come back, you hope to get in line and hope to get up there. So all of those reasons can slow you down. Therefore, we figured, well, if for some reason we don't get him on Saturday, he was supposed to be there all weekend. Hey, we'll come back on Sunday. So that's the reason I bought the other pass. Now, Friday was never an option for us because we both had to work. And price-wise, it just didn't make much of a difference buying 2 single days as opposed to just buying the 3 days. So that's how I got there. Now, if there was more people we wanted to see, I would have surely dished out the money for VIP passes. The fact they were still available a few weeks before the convention is unusual. But in this case, I just don't think they had the star power. Nothing to take away from them. Maybe next year they will. It's definitely, I think, a growing con. Something to keep an eye out for, though. But if you're trying to plan for 2026 already, you could roll the dice and just buy the VIP as soon as you're available to. I do recommend it if there's someone that you're just really dead set on getting. So let me circle back to our experience. Turned out, Matt Modine left sometime around noonish because we went by his booth again. There was a sign posted that said he was done. He would be back later on in the afternoon, but then he was leaving and he was not returning on Sunday. So that was an unexpected turn of events. So if you were only coming Sunday and you were hoping to get Matt, unfortunately, he was no longer attending Sunday. And that happened, that was announced, via a piece of paper on Saturday. So, you can never 100% navigate these things, but I'm throwing all this out there, especially if you've never been to a con. You have to weigh all these different factors. It is a bummer that he didn't go on Sunday. I'm sure there was people who missed out because they only were available to go on Sunday, so they only bought the Sunday ticket, and then he just wasn't there. So it happens. Most of the time, though, if a guest is only going to be there partial time, like David Harbour from Stranger Things, he was only there Friday. That was explicitly noted on the website, so they knew in advance he was only going to be there Friday. Anyway, so having said all that, something for you to think about if you're looking for tickets for 2026 or any convention that you go to, I would definitely keep it in mind. For me, if I have probably 3 or more people that I'm trying to get autographs from, I would certainly think about the VIP. The reason I don't always get it is because a lot of times what happens, and this is the case here, the tickets will go on sale before they announce any single guest, so you just don't know who's going to be there. You just hope they have a good lineup. So you take a little bit of a risk. Something bigger like MegaCon Orlando, that one's probably a safe bet. When tickets go on sale for that, if you know you're going to attend and you're going to go after some autographs, just buy the VIP. You probably will not regret it. Same with Star Wars Celebration. When those Jedi Master Passes go on sale, and you're trying to get autographs, just buy the thing. You will not regret it. And yeah, they're a lot of money. They're a lot more than the standard pass. But, you gotta pay to play in those situations. Back to this one, the Tampa Bay Comic-Con. Once we got over there, I did mention towards the end of the video, some info was missing. So what I was looking for was, where to line up. Was there a separate entrance if, you hadn't registered yet, but obviously some people did go there on Friday, so they were already registered. So is there different spots? Turned out there was. Again, once we found a crew member, they were very helpful, made sure we were in the right spot. But it would have been nice to know in advance that there are different lines and then where those lines are going to be located. They could have easily thrown up a map and indicated where to go. That would have been very, very helpful. In my opinion, we got very lucky, and we literally walked right to the line we needed to be in, but it was a total, roll of the dice. The other thing with the timing and the entry thing, it was just kind of frustrating. They could have organized the lines a little bit better, I think, and maybe had some signage out there on how that was going to go. Because if you did have VIP or a Ruby Pass, is what they called it, you could get in early. So we were all queued up waiting for 10:30, and those people were confused. They didn't know where to go. A lot of them I saw come up. They had to ask, then be told where to go, which was, they were basically there, but an extra sign or something would have helped. Beyond that, though, I will say again, I think this is a good convention. Like Mars said, there was a nice array of stuff. So some of the guests were children's stars and voice actors and other things. So that was kind of a nice way to introduce your children to this if you've never done cons. And because it is smaller than like a MegaCon or, of course, San Diego Comic-Con, this may be a good one to start. And it's still big. It's still a large floor. There's still tons of booths to walk around. It still gets very crowded. So you're weaving through people and things like that. So, don't take it too lightly, but just know, this is probably a good starter one until it grows bigger. And it definitely can grow bigger. So we'll see how it goes over the next few years. Beyond that, we didn't do any panels this time, but that's another thing to throw out there for first timers. You're always going to have to pick and choose. Hey, do I wait in line for autographs, or do I go to listen to a panel, or whatever? Because there's going to be people queued up for the panels too, right? Just like anything else, the room might seat 200 people, sometimes more or less. You got to wait in line, and one, you have to get into the panel, and the two, right, you want a seat that's relatively close, most likely. So a lot of stuff to think about, and they usually design them to where you cannot do every single thing. You just cannot. So you will have to make some choices during your day. But we had a great experience. Like I said, it was $75 for our 3-day pass. It was $20 to park. It was $60 for each autograph, so $120 for mine. I ended up getting 2. Oh, I didn't show you on camera. Let's see. There. Oop. See. It's hard to do this behind me. You guys see the Full Metal Jacket picture. This one right here, that's Matt's signature. I also have Vincent D'Onofrio's on there too. So I have basically the two mains. Of course, Arlie Ermy, rest in peace. Unable to get his, but pretty happy with the poster. That's probably the only ones I'm going to get to sign it, to be frank. So big win for me. I was very happy with that. Lunch was like $10, $11, something like that. And then you saw our breakfast, 7 something a piece, I think it was. And then gas, I guess, to get there. And then Mars did buy a tea when we went to the Oxford Exchange, so that was a little outside of the convention, but the tea, we'll say it was $10. So that's what we spent for the day. I don't think it was that bad. Buying stuff at the booths. Mars did buy a few things. I think she bought some little bows, and she bought that fidget thing. Honestly, I have no idea how much those were, but again, let's just collectively call it $30. I don't think it was bad at all. There's plenty of things to buy, by the way. Everything from actual comics to like pop figures to clothing or accessories if you want to cosplay and do that sort of stuff. Food items. Lego sets, right? Just tons of stuff. A lot of vintage toys too. I say vintage, but everything as far back as like the 50s, but a lot of 80s and 90s toys that you could buy. Just a lot of stuff to look at. Definitely kind of overwhelming in a sense, but really fun. We enjoyed ourselves. So again, our recommendation was this is a good con for veterans or first timers. So check it out. You can look at you could just Google Tampa Bay Comic-Con 2026 if you guys are looking for next year's event, and it'll come up. check it out. Highly recommend it. So thanks for joining us as always. We appreciate it. And until next time, bye-bye.